네 맘대로야. 누구랑 싸우고 있는지 않게 나가는 거야. 그만은 나.
Imagine discovering a plot hole so massive it collapses Haunter's entire universe. Let's dissect the scene that broke the internet. Cho-in was a boy who was cared for and fed by his mother. He had a prosthetic leg, and his eyes were always covered with a bandage. While eating, his mother reassured him, telling him never to remove the bandage no matter what happened. During their conversation, Cho-in's father arrived home, angry. He believed they had tried to escape from the house, and, in his rage, began beating Cho-in's mother. Unable to bear it, Cho-in removed his bandage to save her, despite her pleas for him to stop. In that instant, something inexplicable happened. Cho-in's father stepped outside and suddenly twisted his neck, collapsing dead in the middle of the road. Witnessing this, Cho-in's mother lost her sanity. She hugged him lovingly at first, but then, with a chilling shift, moved her hands to his neck and began strangling him. In desperation, Cho-in locked eyes with his mother, and the scene abruptly cut. In the next moment, Cho-in and his mother were by a riverbank. She had come back to her senses, crying and begging for her life. It was then revealed that Cho-in had a mysterious power. He could control people by simply looking at them and making them obey his will. This was the reason his mother had never allowed him to remove his bandage. Years passed, and Cho-in grew up. His abilities had strengthened significantly since childhood. To avoid drawing attention to himself, he stayed away from people. However, he used his powers to manipulate others, effortlessly stealing money to fulfill his needs. Though he had no permanent home, he controlled the staff of a luxury hotel to provide him shelter. The story then shifted to a new character, Im Jun-nam, who worked at a recycling center with two close friends. His life was simple in content. One night, after spending time with his friends, he was dropped off at home but failed to notice an approaching truck. The vehicle hit him, but despite sustaining severe injuries, he survived. The doctors were astonished by his rapid recovery, something they had never witnessed before. Within a few days, Im Jun-nam was back on his feet, only to find that he had lost his job. Though disheartened, he refused to give up and eventually secured a job at a small store as a night guard. The shop owner complained that he was frequently robbed, yet no thief ever appeared on CCTV footage. At the store, Im Jun-nam met Yang, the shop owner's daughter. They quickly formed a strong bond. Days passed peacefully until one night, Im Jun-nam's friends visited him at work. As they talked, Cho-in suddenly arrived, using his powers to control everyone in the store. He hypnotized the shop owner, compelling him to open the locker and hand over the money. Meanwhile, Im Jun-nam, to his surprise, found himself unable to move. However, with great effort, he broke free from the control, an event that stunned Cho-in, as it was the first time someone had resisted his powers. Realizing his secret was at risk, Cho-in manipulated Im Jun-nam's friends and Yang, forcing them to attack him. Though wounded, Im Jun-nam's rapid healing abilities saved him, but Cho-in escaped. The next scene revealed Im Jun-nam recovering in the hospital, while Cho-in, still in shock, realized that someone had resisted his powers. Concerned about exposure, Cho-in sought to erase any evidence. At night, he went to steal the CCTV footage from the store, only to find that Im Jun-nam and his friends were also after it. Anticipating resistance, Cho-in brought several people under his control. Fearing for their safety, Im Jun-nam's friends fled, but he remained hidden, managing to steal the footage. Cho-in sensed his presence and attacked, but Im Jun-nam escaped in his van. Realizing that Cho-in needed people around to exert his power, he started following him. Cho-in led Im Jun-nam to a secluded area, where he controlled a group of passers-by, making them attack him. Just before they could kill him, Im Jun-nam managed to strike Cho-in with an electric gun, breaking his control over them. Taking advantage of the situation, he covered Cho-in's face with a cloth and brought him to the police station, explaining everything about his powers and crimes. However, the police found his story absurd and assumed he was insane. Despite his desperate warnings, they removed the cloth from Cho-in's face, allowing him to take control of the officers and turn them against Im Junam. Amidst the chaos, Cho-in escaped. Determined to eliminate Im Junam, Cho-in pursued him to a railway station. There, he controlled the crowd, but he could not find his target. To lure him out, he commanded a woman to throw her child onto the tracks. As expected, Im Junam revealed himself to save the child, getting badly injured in the process. Believing him to be dead, Cho-in released everyone and left. However, he was unaware that Im Junam's superhuman healing would once again save him. Returning to his hideout, Cho-in found the police investigating his room. Without hesitation, he took control of them and made them leave. Meanwhile, Im Junam, now convinced of Cho-in's ruthlessness, joined forces with his friends to take him down. The police also began suspecting Cho-in and went to his mother's house for questioning. Realizing the danger, Cho-in killed the officers. Paranoia consumed him, and he even considered killing his mother, but her tears stopped him. Before leaving, he left her some stolen money that Im Junam's friend devised a plan to defeat Cho-in, designing a van equipped with bright flashes to temporarily blind him, rendering him unable to control anyone. As they set out to track him down, Cho-in struck first, manipulating one of them to attack the other while driving. Im Junam, realizing Cho-in was nearby, chased him into a building. Inside, Cho-in had already gathered a group of controlled individuals. Through them, he taunted Im Junam, blaming him for all the bloodshed. He then began throwing people off the roof one by one outside. Im Junam's friends attempted to subdue Cho-in with a flare gun, but it was ineffective. Cho-in turned the attack against them, and when Im Junam finally found his friends again, it was too late. They had been hanged. Overcome with grief, he was also captured and left for dead, but he managed to free himself just in time. Now, more determined than ever, he pursued Cho-in, who had taken control of Yang and was using her to escape. Cho-in manipulated the drivers on the road, causing a massive pileup to try and kill Im Junam, but he survived by activating a special mechanism in his van. In the final scene, Im Junam, now paralyzed, sat at a railway station where he reunited with Yang, who had become an air hostess. As they spoke, they saw a child wandering dangerously close to the tracks. A train approached, and though everyone shut their eyes in fear, when they reopened them, they saw that Im Junam had saved the child. Yang was relieved and happy, and the movie ended on this hopeful note. Agree? Disagree? Let's start a comment civil war. And if you're obsessed with hidden movie secrets, smash that bell. Our next video might ruin your childhood. Thanks for watching.